have been in touch with the National Lawyers Guild. They know we're here. They want to stay updated on our status as well as all the other occupations. They wish us all good luck and stay peaceful, stay strong. We passed out the ACLU pamphlet on your rights as a protester so that at least the legal group is aware of that. And if anybody wants to see that and get a copy of that, we've got those as well. What else did we go through?
Basically, we are encouraging everybody to get in an affinity group. Does everybody know what affinity groups are? I'll explain. It's groups, small groups of 10 to 15 people. That doesn't mean that it can't expand beyond that, but when it gets too big, it doesn't work well. And this helps with legal and your protection. Every affinity group should have 2 video documentaries of some sort. They should have a legal observer. They wear the green hats. Legal observer training is going to become available. But for those who don't know how to do legal observer, myself, and if there's anyone else here, can give you some instruction on what legal observation is. And a first aid person, someone who's familiar with first aid issues. Not just, you know, if someone passes out from the heat, but, you know, if the police do become aggressive, people that know how to deal with pepper spray and tear gas and things like that. You may be saying, why are we worrying about that now? Because if you have that already in place, if it does happen at some point, then we'll be prepared. And you have people that are willing to be arrested if it happens, so that those that aren't willing can be protected and removed. And we're suggesting affinity groups because that is a model that has worked for years. In the anti-globalization movement, when it started, and I was very involved in it, it worked tremendously. And it also helps you create, amongst that affinity group, a spokesperson who can be part of a spokes council of like kind of what we're doing of the General Assembly, like what we're doing now, so that they can also bring forward concerns to the General Assembly and then it's discussed. It's a great model. It works really well, and it also is a very, very powerful way to protect people when it comes to legal issues and observation, because you'll have a legal observer, you have 2 videographers, you also have a medical person. It doesn't even have to be an EMT, but if you're EMT trained, it helps, so that they can offer testimony when things do happen, and that you clarify who in your group. Again, there's never a guarantee of who will and won't be arrested. We saw that in Wall Street, but it'll clarify who is willing to be arrested, so that those, for whatever reason, and it should never be thought that they're less heroic. That's nonsense. Okay, we're all heroic in this, and we're all playing our role, so that those people can be removed from harm's way when something aggressive happens. How you form affinity groups is up to you, but that is a suggestion. It's worked, it's time honored, it offers protection for everyone, and I've just seen it work. And it also creates another democratic process for this whole General Assembly thing.
Okay, I'd like to make a note on the idea of having the medic. We don't have a medic team. So if there's anyone who is a doctor or knows it,
or a nurse,
or
an EMT.
Okay, I can
that would be great. That's another team we need. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, right. I can offer.
Would you like to be the facilitator of that group? Sure. Okay.
I need to get medical supplies. We do have some people that have medical supplies. Okay. Well, then we can move. Okay.
because every group has to be facilitated, right?
If I can continue.
Go ahead, I'm
Okay. We were honored to have a member of the legal team actually just participated up in Wall Street, and he was part of the arrest at Union. So we got a really good perspective of what happened as far as the netting and the coordinating everybody off into different groups. So that was good. What else? We are going to have legal observer training. Basically, a legal observer, we won't be getting our hands dirty as far as getting into the protest. We're there with notebooks. We'll have hats of a certain color. We're the ones that if you get arrested, I'm getting your name, I'm getting your information, I'm giving that to the lawyers, I'm getting the badge number of the cop that is arresting you. So we need more legal observers. If anybody wants to join the legal team, I'll be putting that shout out at General Assembly.
And like we said, if you have a group of people, find amongst that group of people that can fit that role as legal observer, as medical person, as documenters. Because if you have that in your group and people that are willing to be arrested and not arrested, then it'll be much better organized. And it's worked. It's worked at every protest I've ever been involved in, and I encourage you to do it.